So, Rebecca, this week we're going to talk about something that is more of a backstage, if you are involved with theater, giving some advice for people that they may not be aware of.
I love it.
So one of the things that people always talk to me about is you're a non-for-profit theater, you're charging X number of dollars for these tickets, you tell me everything's volunteer, why are you having to charge this much money for a play? And I tell them that you have to buy rights for it.
Interesting.
So
for each play?
For every play that you do, unless it's an original play, okay?
Wow.
So, for instance, our season this year is The Devil and Daniel Webster. I don't have to pay rights for that. The next one is White Christmas, Willy Wonka, Murder on Orient Express, and Fiddler on the Roof. So I legally am not allowed to even advertise that those are the ones that I'm doing. I'm not even really supposed to tell somebody that I might do them until I have submitted an application, they've approved it, and then I have sent them my check for whatever amount they tell me I owe. And everything's different. So they base it on a formula that is applicable to that musical based on a mathematical formula that I send them based on how many tickets I think I'm going to sell and how much I'm going to charge for them. Then they figure it all out. And I'm not, legally they say in all the documents, you may not advertise this until we have received your money and your signed contract. So the rage this week with that knowledge is that somebody on Facebook announced that they wanted their school group to do Encanto this year, the Disney's version. And so they were asking for help for set ideas and things like that. Well, the rub is that is not a Disney title that is available to do. You cannot do that when it's not out there.
Whoa.
And so that means that this person had just decided, I'm going to watch the movie, I'm going to make my own play version.
Probably innocently.
Innocently, I'm sure innocent.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's for the kids.
I would like to think it was innocent.
Interesting.
Make their own play, musical, and figure out how to do it and go from it. Well, obviously, it lit up everything because the people who know better were all writing saying, don't do that, that's illegal. Wow. I don't know if you remember that last year, there was a group who in Texas or Arizona that was doing Hamilton, and they changed it and made it a Christian version. No. Did you hear anything about that? And they got sued by the producers of Hamilton big time because, number one, I don't think the rights to Hamilton are out. And number two, when you sign a contract, you are not allowed to change things and decide to make it, put in the word of God when it's not supposed to be.
So they got sued?
So they got sued.
And taken down?
And said that they couldn't do it
I think I
anymore.
did recently just hear about this, like really recently.
Yes, probably.
Wow.
So again, I don't know if it was innocent or not. And honestly, there ought to be a place that theater directors can go and learn things, because I do think there are a lot of things that you stumble along the way and you can learn. Feel like when I started doing smaller plays. And so when I was writing away to these play companies and looking for scripts, I probably just learned because I'm like, I want the script, and they right away send you an application and say, well, okay, if you're going to do this, you have to buy this many scripts, and when are you going to perform it, and blah blah blah. And so I just learned, right? And then because of the contract, then you have all these other things that you're supposed to fill out, saying, yes, I agree, I'm not going to change anything, blah 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 blah. So then move forward to my first big musical that I ever directed, which was Fiddler on the Roof. Wow. And I'm doing it for a school, and at that particular time, the school, there were different things that they were like, no, I don't want you to say this because of this, and I don't want you to say this. And the person that I was working under at that particular time was like, it doesn't matter. We're covered by our own licensing at church, and so we can change it. So I just did it, thinking that the people above me were telling me the truth. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm admitting to it now, but I would have never, I automatically already felt weird about it. And then I said, well, you have to sign it, you have to do it because I'm not doing that. Because I feel like my name means something, right? So flash forward, I very quickly realized that is not a world that I want to be involved with. And I honestly think that those people that were telling me that, they also felt like that they were doing the right thing, right? Because I do think that there is a blanket for music under churches that the licensing is different than what somebody has for theater. And so they might have thought under our licensing, this gives us the right to do this.
But
I don't know.
Doesn't.
I'm giving them the benefit of a doubt. I don't know.
Sure.
But I know that for me, now in this theater, or if I was a regular school, that if I did that, no, I could get in big trouble. And honestly, as a playwright myself, even though I haven't really tried to publish my scripts, I get it. I don't want you going down and saying, I'm just going to change everything, because you might be changing it in a way that I feel like is not the intent of what I was writing. And it's important to me,
and
what I wrote.
Like you said, your name is important. So then let's say Devil and Daniel Webster, someone down the line changes it. Your name, it's written by Reba Hurwitz, but someone watches it, they're like, wow, Reba Hurwitz, what was she doing?
Exactly.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. So my point is here, obviously Facebook lit up and told everybody, it told the people. I haven't heard any more about it. I just checked it right before we started talking to see if, did they take it down? How did they respond? And I have no idea. I don't see anything. And the article said that we're hoping that they changed it and did what they were supposed to. So I guess the point of what I'm talking about is that for those of you who might want to start a theater program in your backyard, which I'm like, hey, go for it. I think there needs to, the world with more theater is a better place, especially if you have a message that you think is important, or if you're giving young people the opportunity to develop the life skills that theater has. I would encourage you to find somebody, contact them, contact me. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can to help young theater people out, or older ones who are trying to start a new journey in their life. So let me know. But it is really important. Your reputation means something. And so it's so funny because people will come up to me all the time with suggestions, always good suggestions, right? And say, this was before Newsies came out. They were like, why can't you guys do Newsies? And I remember seeing an advertisement of some place somewhere that was doing Newsies. And so I wrote them and said, how did you get the script for that? I would love to have it. Like, let me know who's got the rights so that I can do it. And then, of course, they never responded to me because they were probably like, what?
Well, rights who?
Right, exactly. So either they didn't know any better, right? Or they were doing it hoping that nobody would catch them. So I thought that since it's obviously something that people don't know about the rights, that it would make a very interesting conversation for today.
And it totally did.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Reba.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here with me and listening to me.
Anytime. But until next time, this is just me.
And me.
Talking to you
from the wings.